welcome to another episode of Feline Opinionated. I'm Sophie and I am today in my prison garb, and totally not an old cosplay of Ghostbusters. No, it's prison garb. Because we are at Camp Green Lake today looking at Louis Sacker's holes. I presume I'm saying his name right. I've only got it written down. I don't know how you say it. Alright, but more importantly, we're talking about the lesser known sequel, Small Steps. So in Holes, we follow Stanley Yelnats as he spends his time in Camp Green Lake around Zero, Zigzag, Armpit, X-Ray, and his other cohorts while they work under Mr. Sir.
My name is Mr. Sir.
Mr. Pendanski, the counsellor.
Welcome to Camp Green Lake. I'm Dr. Pendanski, your counselor.
And most importantly, the warden.
Did I ask you when you last filled them?
So as far as screen, like book to screen adaptations go, this is the single most accurate adaptation I have ever seen in my life. If you watch the film, you have read the book for real. Nothing changes except for one teeny tiny detail, which is that at the beginning of the book, Stanley is he's fat. And at the end, he's toned up from digging all the holes, and he's lost all his weight, and because he's just out in the desert every day digging all these holes. The only reason they didn't include this in the adaptation is that at the time Disney wanted to, and they were looking at baby Shia LaBeouf, yeah, we can make him get fat and lose the weight, right? And his agents and the protective rights guys were like, no, what the hell is wrong with you? No, you either hire the other guy who they had considered, I'm sorry, I don't know which actor it is, who is already got weight, but you don't make him lose it, or you hire Shia LaBeouf and you don't make him gain weight, you freaks. And they were like, alright, well, we wanted the best adaptation. They're like, you can live with this one detail, get lost. So I love the book Holes. I love the film Holes because it's my family life. My friends have a joke among me that I'm the family line, I'm the Yelnuts line that forgot to carry Madame Zeroni up the mountain.
But if you forget to come back for Madame Zeroni, you and your family will be cursed for always and eternity.
When I find that bitch or one of her ancestors and get them up that mountain, though, things are going to turn around for me. You're going to say, probably not. I make stupid decisions. I'm socially awkward, which you can't tell from this. Yeah. But, past the stupidity and the bad decisions, who's to say I can't turn my life around from carrying an old lady or her great-grandson up a mountain? Probably my thighs. I mean, I just skip leg day. I'm not very exercise conscious. I swim. It's because, I have to. It's because if I had to pick an exercise, it would be that, because that doesn't feel like anything. That feels like just letting the world float away. I got off on a tangent here. That usually happens. Anyway, so to summarize, the first book, which everyone pretty much knows already, it follows Stanley as he is always in the wrong place at the wrong time. He's under the family curse again by Madame Zeroni because his grandfather took a pig from her and didn't repay her by carrying her up the mountain as he said he would, instead of leaving for America to change his fortune. And on the way to America, his family was robbed, their family fortune was hidden in the desert. And now the warden's family line, who were intrinsically linked with his, are absolutely looking for it and using this camp as a way to dig through the desert to find it. In the meanwhile, you also have the saddest backstory I've ever seen, which is about Sam, who is a black man in the Old West, and for falling in love with his white lady, Miss Kissing Kate, as she becomes known, he is shot and killed. And if they hadn't shot and killed him on the lake, they would have lynched him instead. So, either way, it's a lose-lose. Sam really be going around everywhere I can fix that. Well, can you fix my broken heart, Sam? Can you?
I can fix that.
It's not your fault, buddy. We love you. You didn't do this to me, the other characters did, but I will never be okay. They even killed Mary Lou. We didn't even get the donkey out of this.
If you don't believe me, just ask Mary Lou. All she eats is onions, and she's almost 100 years old.
Anyway, so I'm not gonna cry. You're gonna cry. Shut up. Alright. So, moving on to the second book, which does not have a film adaptation, which it sorely needed. Like, the sequel idea was, like, right there in front of them, and they didn't take it. I'm mad about it. Small Steps takes place 2 years after the camp closes, and instead of following, like, any, like, Stanley and Zero, it actually follows Armpit and X-Ray. Mostly Armpit, to be honest, and, like, Theodore, that's his name, right? Yeah.
Joe, my name is not Theodore. It's Armpit.
In this one, it's very much like there's no magic in this one. No curses or, like, ancients, just no ancient curses or anything like that. No Madame Zeroni to fall back upon, because this one's very much set into the realism of what it's like after you've come out of a place like Camp Green Lake, especially for young people of colour. And, like, this book, it's a little bit dated because it's 2006, but still the themes and everything stays the same. Politics is slow to change, and so are, like, the events that happen in this book, right? So initially, Armpit has got a job in, of all things, landscaping. Because as it turns out, like, after digging holes for all that summer and, like, probably longer, we don't know how long his sentence was. I mean, I probably do, but I've forgotten how long the sentence was. Armpit goes into landscaping, and he's the best damn digger there, and, like, so he's, like, really respected by his boss. He's trusted. His boss doesn't care that he's got, like, a background as a criminal, and it's, like, all painted as, you know what, he was young, he made a stupid mistake, he got into a fight because he couldn't control his temper, and, like, it all just got very out of hand. But everyone else is so determined to paint him as, oh, that's the criminal kid. Look at him. If you look at him the wrong way, I bet I'll punch you. I bet I'll go back. Every criminal goes back to jail. And, like, Theodore is very much trying to forget his past. He doesn't want to be called Armpit anymore. He doesn't, like, why would you? You know, he got stung under the armpit by a scorpion and it became his nickname for life. But now he's, like, out of that. He doesn't want anyone to know that that was, like, what people called him for, like, his entire time. He wants to be Theodore again. He's, like, going to school. He's taking extra supplemental classes to make up for all that, like, lost time of education. He's trying to dig himself out of this pit of, like, poverty and, like, labels, and it's, like, so admirable. And that's, like, not even the premise of the book. That's just, like, chapter 1 alone. All right. And when you get home and you see his family life, it's, like, very clear, like, he loves his family, he respects his family, but they don't trust him, and it's really created a rift that, like, he cannot, like they can't really fix on his own. He's, like, trying, he's doing everything right, but it's like, where have you been? Well, I was in school taking those extra classes. Well, show me your phone. Have you really been there? Let me see. And he's like, for God's sake, like, I'm not committing more crimes. Well, you committed them once. Can we trust you not to commit them again? And he's just like, even among this place that he is supposed to feel safe, he doesn't, because, like, every move he's making is getting him watched. And if he does snap back, it's like, oh, there's that temper again. He's like, I'm just tired of being accused, man. Meanwhile, he has definitely lost whatever rage he had that ended him in Camp Green Lake, like, that one time, because now he's a carer to his, like, neighbor girl. Like, he's not an official carer, but he's become, like, sort of her best friend. And she's, like, 9 and he's in his teens, so he's very aware of how it looks for, like, a sort of, like, near grown-up to be, like, palling around with this little girl. But it's just because she's got cerebral palsy, she's in a black neighborhood as a little white girl, he's, like, looking after her, because it's, like, 2 for 2 there, you know, or even, you know, it's, like, 3 for 3. She's young, she's white in a black neighborhood, and, like, she's got cerebral palsy, and everyone thinks she looks odd, and is like, this little girl's mom, and she's called Ginny, by the way, was, like, initially, like, so terrified of Armpit, but now she's like, oh, he's a gentle giant, and he's looking after my little girl, and she trusts him more than his parents do, and it sort of becomes this little home away from home, being friends with this kid, and just taking care of her, and it like, brings out the best in him. Well, everyone's like looking at this kid and goes, "Oh, why is he hanging out with that like freak child? Like, look at her. She can't control the movements, and she stutters." And she's like, "I can't help stuttering. I have cerebral palsy." But she takes a long time to explain what's like why she's the way she is, and people don't want to hear it. So having someone who's like supportive and just lets her get her sentences out and like knows how to take care of her when she has fits, it means the world to this little girl. But you might be asking, like, oh, I felt so peaceful, and he's just like building up his life. Where does the problem start? And the problem starts with X-Ray. X-Ray, unlike Armpit, is like committed one crime and he's ready to commit more. And he's like, well, it's hardly a crime, you know, it's a baby thing. It's just to make money so we can dig ourselves out of this life. And you know, if he succeeds in this, he's just going to continue down this path. And the crime he's got in mind is scalping tickets. And, scalping, buy them cheap, sell them from high price. Everyone knows what scalping is. Everyone hates scalpers. And Armpit is like absolutely not having it. And he's like, nah, we're not doing this. And he's like, why do you need me? Scalp your own tickets. He's like, well, you've been working all summer and I very much haven't. So, I need your money. It's just like going to be $200. He's like, $200? And he's like, yeah. And he like starts fast talking him and going, yeah, because, if you do this and we sell these, then we'll be rich and we'll get out. And it's only $300. He's like, wait, wasn't it? No, it was $300. I said $300. Didn't you hear? I said $500. And it's just like going up and up and up and snowballing. But if we come out of it, we'll end up with over like $3,000, And so like it starts to sound really appealing, because if there's one thing that X-Ray can do, he is a fast talker, he is a charmer, and he knows exactly what he's like saying to get people on board with him. All right. He's like a bard in the D&D group. It sounds like a bad idea to kidnap that queen, but this sounds like a good idea to kidnap that queen, So like there you go. But like after they've scalped most of the tickets, Armpit kind of gets it into his head that maybe he wants to go like see this show. It's a pop star, Kyra de Leon. And he's like, yeah, because the little girl he's looking after, Ginny, she loves this singer. So he tells X-Ray not to sell the last 2 tickets, and X-Ray's hopping mad, but sure enough, he gives him the last 2 tickets because they've made enough money anyway. What's like 2 tickets compared to that? And when they get to the concert, it's all going well until they realize, yeah, X-Ray has sold the last 2 tickets, and these 2 people find Armpit and Ginny in their seats. And they start to assume that this big black guy is like a thief, and it just goes to hell. Like Ginny gets scared, she has a fit, the police are on top of Armpit using excessive force so he can't go to help her, and it's this like really heartbreaking scene of he's not resisting arrest. He's fighting back because A, he doesn't think he hasn't committed a crime, and B, the little girl he's been charged with looking after is having a fit, and if she doesn't get help, she could potentially die. Like, he's looking after her, and so, like I said, everything just spirals until, of course, the aforementioned pop star comes to meet him and clears the whole thing up. And she doesn't think he's a scalper. She thinks he's someone who's been scalped too with fake tickets. And so for now, the matter is resolved. Now, I'll spare from telling you the rest of the story. This is very much the setup of the story. All right? But Small Steps very much fits its name as a book. It's about the little steps we take that can get us out of the situations we've made us in. You can only take one baby step at a time. It's a story, like, it's hopeful, it's about systemic racism mostly, because that seems to be the theme of these books. Like, if you're in a poorer background, or if you're already looked down upon, if you've already committed a crime, and especially if you're a person of color, and I know this sounds like so great for me, the whitest of white, but like, then people will push you down. They already expect you to do another crime. They already expect that you're the like trash of the earth, And it's about like breaking people's expectations and just how much people in like these backgrounds have to fight just to get like even with other people. And by the time you've got even with someone else, they're already ahead of you again. but it's also about remaining optimistic, creating bonds and community, finding people like to care about you and who you care about, like the people you want to live a better life for. It's really gorgeous story. Again, I'm furious that they didn't make a sequel. Like, okay, so maybe it's not as flashy as having like essentially a witch who's gonna curse you over a pig. Okay, maybe it's not as flashy as that, and maybe it doesn't have like such a great B plot as like Sam and Kate. Like, but it's still this amazingly beautiful story. I wish they'd done it at the time. If that had like the original cast in it, I would have absolutely went feral over it. I just know I would have. So yeah, I highly recommend that everyone reads it, fall in love with the characters. And like on top of it, it's also showing the problems that you can have at the top of the food chain, because this pop star, she is like too young to manage her own finances. So there's like talks of embezzlement and shitty agents who like hire the worst people around you. And just when you think you're getting close to someone like the drummer or something who's like, you know, like an old rock star who's been around a bit, he's kind of like a dad. And like, you know, he's like teaching you the ways like how to spot a shitty agent and like people who are like gonna be out to get you. Like they're gone, they're fired. Like, oh, she's bonding with someone, get rid of them. We want to watch 24/7, get a security detail on her. And it's like, oh no, it's for your protection. And no, it's not. It's for control. So it's like these two very contradicting lives and how they sort of clash in the middle. And yeah, like I say, it's fantastic. X-Ray is like this awesome character, because again, it's like having someone like Theodore / Armpit, who's like, so like, yeah, I'm gonna get out of this life, and then someone like X-Ray, like, well, it doesn't count if it's not as bad as my previous crimes, who's like willing to slip and drag someone back in with them. Yeah. And it's like repeating mistakes that you made when you were young and wondering if this is always going to be the way. So please do, like, you know, again, you don't have to read the book hauls if you've got the film right there. Like I said, there's no changes. It's not like there's very little. I mean, there's like no difference. I sped through it in like a day and I was like, oh, okay, so it really is just the film. I mean, you know, if you love books, yeah, go give it a read by all means. I'm not slamming it in any way. I'm just saying, you know, you've got an exact adaptation. But Small Steps doesn't have any kind of adaptation. It doesn't have anything to go by. So please do read it. And also, when we're watching hauls, can we all take a minute to just laugh, please, at the fact that those yellow spotted lizards are bearded dragons with a little ruff and some yellow spots painted on them? Because I think about it every day. Oh, it's a yellow spotted lizard. It's the most deadly creature around. And it's played by a bearded dragon. The least deadly creature to have ever existed. There's actually deadly animals in the desert that could kill you. And he was just like, let's just make one up. It's a yellow spotted lizard. It'll mess you up. And I'm just like, it's like a tiny little raptor. And I was like, look at that bearded dragon. Bet he's having a good time. He didn't get extra mealworms for this, did he? They're so cute. So freaking cute. It's me and my friends laugh every time. We were like a little bit of animal knowledge, and so we're looking at them like, oh look, bearded dragons, isn't that nice? Alright guys, so that's it for today. I hope you have a good one. Tell me if there's any other books to film adaptations you want me to talk about, any other series you want me to look into, anything at all, you know. And I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye!